Hello, my name is Lucas Zbivlit, and I'm here to talk about Frankenstein in Baghdad by Ahmed Saadawi, um, which is a pretty good book that I would recommend. It is the winner of the International Prize for Arabic Fiction, and it, of course, comes from Iraq, and I would like to put a little disclaimer, although it does name drop Frankenstein in the title. It has some similarities. Most definitely, it is a kind of modern adaptation with more magical realism. But unlike in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, it does not primarily focus on the relationship between creator and the created. That is to say, the monster is not, in this book, is not the main focus. It is the embodiment of the main themes of the novel, but not the main character. The characters that are important, there's a whole slew of them, and they're all in different facets of different professional lives, or different lives, different facets of life, if I could speak, in this town, in Baghdad. And the monster is called What's Its Name, and it, like I said, embodies a lot of central themes for the whole novel, but is not the primary focus. The novel is set in Iraq, like I said, and has a lot to do with the Iraq War and suicide bombers and the chaos and unruliness and devastation that comes from all of that. And that makes it quite difficult subject matter. What makes it really fascinating, what really makes it shine, I think, my favorite scenes are the What's Its Name scenes, because he's got clear motives to give an explanation of how What's Its Name was created. It's the remnants of the body parts of the dead from suicide bombers and sorts of other things. And the soul of another person comes into the body, and it reanimates that way, rather than through some bizarre, unexplainable science. That is complete nonsense in Mary Shelley's book, but its goal is it morphs over time, which is the most horrifying aspect of the character, because it seeks revenge on those responsible, to seek justice. Justice is a key element to understanding this novel, as well as what happens when there's a power vacuum, and how do people try to claim power, because there was a power vacuum, in Iraq in the novel, and you can see from all the different characters and the things that they're experiencing, and witnessing how this plays through. And in a way, it also, for What's Its Name, since he is an what's the word I'm looking for? Arbiter of justice, maybe. There is a sense of sort of like people's desire for a hero, and this kind of thing, and what that means, and why it's important to people, and what it can stand for. However, our hero, in its pursuit of justice, its motivations morph, to a point that are completely unrecognizable from its initial motives. There are these descriptions of what's happening to the body as people who are responsible for the death of that body part. Say the nose belongs to a person as the person responsible for that. I mean, of course, the suicide bombers would be dead, but you'll see. The parts of the body like fall off, or if it takes too long, or the deed has been done and justice has been served, in a sense, like different body parts fall off, but it's always reoccurring. Recurring, and it's really sort of a fascinating study on kind of noble hero, or justice, and what that means, and what people do in a power vacuum, like I said, and some other ones, but those are some key ones that I wanted to point you to. I'd like to read you a little quote. This is about what's its name. In his mind, he still had a long list of the people he was supposed to kill, and as fast as the list shrank, it was replenished with new names, making avenging these lives an endless task. Or maybe he would wake up one day to discover that there was no one left to kill, because the criminals and the victims were entangled in a way that was more complicated than ever before. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, this book is fantastic about showing sort of the ugliness of war, and just really diving deep for a lot of things. And I really enjoy the what's its name character in particular, though I do enjoy, there's a woman who thinks that what's its name is really her son. I really like that character too, and I like some of the other ones too. I would say though that this book, it seems like it's kind of meant to be funny. I just don't know if I don't know if I was just reading it too seriously, or I mean, I've been locked down for over 3 weeks now, and some people in Shanghai have been locked down even longer. And it's just like, what is time? What is reality? Everything feels very serious all the time to me. I have no mood for the finer things in life, like humor. But there was one part that made me laugh, and I think it's meant to be kind of weirdly funny, or maybe not weirdly funny, but maybe it's meant to have some dark humor, and I just wasn't getting it. I did get the sense that it was supposed to. I don't know if it just doesn't quite work for translation reasons or cultural reasons, or just my own mindset at the time. But yeah, or maybe I'm just reading into things. There was one part that I thought was particularly funny. There's this like meeting going on, and somebody's giving a speech, and then there's this like large farting sound, but it's actually something outside. And I thought, oh, this is satirical in some way. But yeah, I would say a lot of it is, it's pretty fast paced, and a lot of it is pretty thrilling. But then there's also some scenes that kind of just move things along. Perfectly adequate, perfectly fine. But overall, I'd say really enjoyable, and I really love what's its name. There's so many great things, passages written when what's its name is around, and really gets you thinking critically, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, I enjoy the book overall. Thank you.